Shabbat shalom, my people, and you're welcome to the Shabbat of this morning. I would like to say Aksamia Sukkot to everybody, and I know that, and I believe that all of us, we do our own Sukkot at home, and we are eating inside it. It is a command for us to eat, to dwell in it. Why? Because it gives us the understanding that everything in life is temporal. There is nothing that is permanent. Only God is permanent. You come here, you are born, you grow up, you marry, you have children, and you become, and the next time you become like a baby again. It's a circle of life. Then you see you that was very strong, like a He-Man or like a superwoman. Then later on you become like this again. You are very tall, and then the weight of your body, your bone cannot carry it again. You have to come back. And your children will be leading you, just like a baby. The same thing. So there is no different. You that can make your own decision by yourself, your children will be making the decision for you, just like a baby. See, so that is the circle of life. We cannot escape it. The Torah says the beginning and the end is one, the same, no different. So what I'm saying this morning is this: nothing is permanent. Don't say, oh, you know what? My situation is permanent. No, it's not permanent. It's temporary. You just have to have belief and understand that even though if I'm undergoing one particular trial or temptation or an issue now, it will pass because I know He who's behind me. I know He who spread His wings over me. I know He who is defending me. So that is the idea. That is what we need to understand. Nothing in life is permanent. Only the Holy One, blessed be He, is permanent. All right. I just want to have a few words of exhortation, for us this morning, to exhort us so that we can understand and see that our God is the God of the ends of the multiverse, that is with us, and we shall not fear. All right. So I subtitled the message this morning as the joy of living in the Sukkot. The joy of living in the Sukkot. It's a joy for us to live in this world. I want us to have a picture our mind as this world is a Sukkot, right? Just picture that it is a joyful thing for us to live here, right? Because the Lord God told us that I am the God of the living. We should rejoice because we are alive. I told us during the festival of when we are opening the Sukkah 2 days ago that that it is a joyful thing for us, that God commands that we should be joyful on the festival of Sukkot. Why? Because we understand the Holy One, blessed be He, has taken away our pain. He has taken away all our load. He has taken away all our transgressions. He has cleansed us. So we are clean now. We are happy now. So we should do what? When you are happy, you do what? You rejoice. So we are rejoicing before the Lord our God. And I understand that joy is not something that you can turn on and turn off. Like a water or like some electricity, you turn this on off, it's not, you turn it on again and it's working. It's not like that, right? But it's a thing that is inbuilt. It's a thing that is inside. And I gave an example that, a man that has 10 kilograms, 20 kilograms, 100 kilograms, 2,000 kilograms on his back, that is like this, on his back, and the load is too heavy. And somebody came, and removed that load from that man or from that woman. And the woman said, oh, thank God, all the load is gone. Well, the man or the woman will be happy because no more load, So he rejoiced, or she rejoiced, because he or she cannot stand erect before the Lord is God. Cannot enjoy, say, my head, I can raise my head high because I'm alive, I'm good. So the same idea, the Holy One is telling us in the festival of Sukkot. All the heavy load in our life has been removed. We've been cleansed. We are now like the angels in heaven, like the sons of God, right? So we are very close to our God now, and so therefore we have to do what? We have to rejoice. The offering of Sukkot is unique in 3 ways. Very unique in 3 ways. One, First, they include a total of 70 bulls. If you calculate all the bulls that are slaughtered on Sukkot, on the entire festival, it's 70. And what is the number 70? What does it mean? As sages say that these 70 bulls that are killed or that are sacrificed on the altar, during the temple time in Jerusalem, invoke protection for the 70 nations. After God divided the sons of Adam, Noah become 70 nations. And I keep on telling us this principle every time, one by one. God is the God that created the ends of the multiverse. All of us are children and sons and daughters of God. It doesn't matter where you came from under the sun. Are you a Chukchi? Are you a Namibian? Are you an Ethiopian? Are you a European? Are you an American? Are you from the South America? Are you from Australia? Are you from any country that I can? Are you from Asia? God is all our fathers, and God is the one that created us all, and He protects every of His children. And so, if God never said, "Okay, you know what? My children is only the Israelites, so therefore the rest are not mine." It's not like that. There's no way you can find that in the Torah. We are all His children. So therefore, God is very concerned about each and every one of us. He's very concerned. And so therefore, He gave us these ways, that, okay, this 70 bull will be for each of those nations. So even though they don't yet recognize who, I won't use the word recognize, because everybody recognizes that is the supreme God. But I mean, if they say that they are not yet like in His own way. Remember, I told you that there is many ways. Because I don't want us to be this religious. I hate religiosity. All things in life is faith. There is no religion of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That is faith of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I always tell us there are many ways to the mountains, right? Many ways. Understand that. But there is only one way to the top. So that is that only one way, that is the way that the Holy One, blessed be He, is teaching us in the Torah. He's saying that when I take you out, right, to be an example, I want to use you as an example, right, to the rest of the world, I'll take you out. And I mean, he's talking to Abraham, right? I'm going to take you out, and from your son, from your children, I make a nation, right? I'm going to take them out. I'm going to use them as an example so that the whole world can come to me, return back to me through them. All things that we can summarize the Torah as sages always say that the entirety in the Torah can be summarized in two words. The same thing Yeshua HaMashiach said. He said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your being, with all your soul, your life force, and so on and so forth. And love your neighbor as yourself. That is it. Right? So this is what the Torah is talking about. And now, for me also, I also summarize the Torah the same way. That it is all about the eternal love of the Father. Nothing more. If you love your neighbor as yourself, then you love God. Because if you are telling me that I love God, I pray 10 times in a day, or 200 million times in a day, right? Even though your body is a prayer itself, and you hate your neighbor, then you are lying. Because if you hate your neighbor that you see, and you are proclaiming in your mouth, blah, 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 that you love God that you don't see, then there is a problem. Because you see the image of God, you hear it, and you say, I love God. How can that be possible? You have to love the image of God, then before you can love Him that you don't see. It's a simple thing. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand that. So this is the idea of the Torah, that each and every one of us should understand. So God invoked mercy for those people, for everybody that God has created in His image. Secondly, the number of bulls are different for each of the days of the festival, right? If you read it in the book of Exodus that we read, or in the book of Numbers, sorry, you can see that each numbers of bulls on each day are are different, you know. And also, thirdly and finally, there is a special water libation which was to perform every morning on the day of Sukkot. There is a water libation, a water sacrifice. Remember that in the east, in the desert, water is a precious thing. It's not like here in Canada, where somebody will stay in the shower and shower for 2 hours. And water, you want to become I don't know, you want to become a white man, or you want to become you want to become snow, or what? You know, shower. Oh, I enjoy the water. Okay, good, right? It's not like here in Canada where I want to wash a plate. They just open the faucet and the water is running. They're not even washing. They're washing here and the water is just running. In the desert, you can't do that. But if you do that, they crucify you. But water is a precious thing down there. So that is why we make water libation, in order to ask God, please provide us rain in this time. But without rain, if you put the seed will not grow. The seed is there, just like, you know, calm. It will never grow. But when the rain comes, it germinates and it grows. So I will ask God, give us rain, because it is rain that through that we can have our food, we can have something to drink, right? So, and then we can be able to sustain our body. So even though the significance of this sacrifice is this, that even though the simplest thing, water is common, right? It's simple. It's not. It doesn't take $10 billion or to go and buy a cow or buy this and buy. No, it's just a simple thing. But to God, it's very, very precious. It's good that even though no matter how we are, no matter how simple, that your gift to God is a big thing. So that is the significance of that particular libation that we have to perform every morning during the festival of Sukkot. The sages have given a markedly different perspective to the emotion of joy, and it is this perspective that I feel the Torah is speaking of when commanding us regarding the holiday of Sukkot. The rabbi in the Talmud stated that there is no joy comparable to the joy one feels when doubt has been resolved and clarity and reality, the truth reign. You know, when all the doubt, when all the unbelief, when all the negativity is removed from you, from your mind, from your understanding, then you feel joy, because you know that yes, I have the sense of clarity. You know that yes, for sure, 100%, I can see clearly now. Those muddy water, you know, when the water is muddy, you can't see through it. The muddy water has been cleaned. Now I can see the bottom of the water, or the bottom of the cup, or the bottom of the well, because the water is perfectly clean, right? So now, since you can see that, say, wow, I can see the fish. I can see, oh, there's something that is going on, what is moving inside the water. But if the water is muddy, you can't see none of that. And so once all those doubt is removed from us, then we feel very joyous and happy. Sukkot can provide us with that clarity and perspective. It teaches us that our physical home and house is not quite as important as we may think it is. It instructs us so that everything in this physical world that is temporal and not permanent. And it also highlights us in the beauty of nature, the necessity for the blessing of rain from heaven, the productivities, and the realization that even though our lives and existence are indeed fragile, we should treasure every breathing moment and see it in the perspective of our immortality and eternity. Remember that man is mortal. We are not immortal, right? We are mortal. So because man grow up and he disappears, and his place no eat no more. That one it is written in the book of Proverbs. A man is like a grass. He grow one day and he vanish the second day, and his place no eat no more. Another one grow. That is how we are as a human being. We grow up, we grow old, we have children, I'll go back to where they come from, right? So, the festival of Sukkot gives us this understanding that everything in our life, whatsoever you can imagine, everything is not permanent, it's temporary. As we erect the house one day, on the 7th day, we pull it down. We arrange it, we keep it again for next year. The same thing is the life of a human. It's erect one day, and the second day, it vanishes and it goes. So we have to understand, what is my priority? What is your priority? Why am I here? Why are you here? I'm not saying in this community. I'm not saying in particular Beta Israel on the planet. I can even bring that into your own private life, or into this community, or why am I even here in Canada? What can I give back? What can I contribute to my community, particular Beta Israel? What can I contribute to my country, Canada? What can I contribute to this planet? It's not only about me taking. I have to give back. What do I give back? How can I give back? So that is because when the man grows and goes out, the only thing that remains for that man is his name. The only thing that remains for that man, it is what he has done when he was alive. Nothing more else. And oh yeah, I remember him. He was a good man. Oh yeah, I remember her. She was very, very kind. Yeah, when they mentioned the name, you remember. When they mentioned the name of Abraham, oh man, he is the father of faith, right? What of if Abraham has been a disobedient man? You are going to remember him again. Oh, he's a wicked man, just like the way we remember Shaul now, right? Shaul Hamelech, right? Just like the way we remember those bad people. Just like the way we remember Balaam, the prophet. Oh, the bad man. I remember Moshe as a good man. So that is the idea. If I grow up and I grow old, what will I be remembered of when I live? What is my legacy? Will the people see my footstep in the world? Because many people, they are born, they die, and their footstep is never seen. Because they never put their mind into it. When you walk in the desert, or you walk in a place that is just being prepared, you see the footstep of the person. Oh yeah, somebody has passed through here. How do we hunt? Hunting? I don't know. I mean, many of you are vivid hunter, that hunted, or you follow your dad or your mama or any of your family when you are young to the forest to go and hunt. How do you trace the animal? Through their feet. You say, yeah, the antelope just passed now. I see. How do you know the antelope? You didn't smell the antelope because human being has a very poor smelling, right? We have a very poor sight. Our sight is not as good as that, right? But we can see their path. Wow, okay, I see the path. Yes. Here, I'm going to find a meat, no matter what, because I can see their footpath. Then you can follow it, you trace it. Ah, there they are. They are resting. They are eating, or they are digesting the food that they just ate, right? And you can aim and shoot. That is it. The same process. How many of us take time to say, okay, I want people to see my footstep. I mean, in goodness, not in negativity, in goodness. Because we all leave a step, no matter what. So the legacy is my children going to carry on my legacy. Is my children going to carry on what I began? So this is the thing that we need to ask one another. And it is the time of Sukkot that we can ask that. It is this time that's giving us understanding that, okay, I am not eternal. I am not. We are all mortal. And so therefore, when I grow up and live, what will the people, what will the world, what will the community say about me? That realization alone of us understanding that principle that we are not eternal is very sufficient to allow us individually and collectively, or as a Hebrew society, for us to function perfectly well. Because we understand that we are not what? We are not eternal. For us to survive and for us to prosper, for us to strive, where no human being can strive, a Jew will strive. Why? Because he realized a particular principle, that he has to be flexible. You have to follow the way. If you want to survive, when a person is swimming, when you are swimming, you can float on the water, right? But if you are rigid, you sink down. But if you are not rigid, you relax and you let your body follow the way. You always be on top, never under, because you are not rigid. You follow the way, and that is the secret or the survivability of our people, because we are not rigid. We are very flexible. We go to Persia Empire, we take their knowledge. We go to the Babylonian, we take their knowledge. We go to Europe, we take their knowledge. We go to Africa, in Egypt, we take their knowledge. We accumulate those knowledge, or we want to call it knowledges, or whatever we want to call it. All those knowledge, we accumulate them and we inculcate them into our own. Right? We take from everybody. And when you then make it whole, one, you are above them all. But they don't understand you, but you understand all of them. Because they have never been unto you, they have no idea who you are. But you know them perfectly well, all of them, because you live in their territory. And you understand the way they think, their idea, their understanding. You can easily take them down because you know them. So that is the understanding. You need to know this. As a human being, the world is like that. You have to be what? You have to be flexible. Flexible. Torah told us that Moshe Rabbeinu did what? Knows all the knowledge of Egypt. He learned all the knowledge. Torah didn't say, Moshe didn't learn anything from Egypt. I am the one that taught him everything. No. It doesn't work that way. Moshe learned everything he knows in Egypt, and God built it up even more. So he can be able to understand the Egyptians very well, and how to outmaneuver them, how to manipulate them, and have his way. So this is the same thing in life that we have to do individually and collectively. Don't reject, don't kick the people of the world, don't kick them out. No, because you're not a child of God. He's created the image of God, my friend. Don't be don't be holier than thou. That's what I want to say. Don't think as if you are holier than God himself. Many people think that they are even better than God, No. So when you understand them, you can know how to deal with them, and know how to live peaceably with them. And you can know how to extract whatever you want to extract from them. So that is the idea. And one can be joyful even with plain water if one realizes the blessing of nature and of the benevolence of God. In a world of excesses and the pursuit of luxury, Sukkot comes to remind us of our true priority and the necessity of a healthy balance in our life and behavior. So, in this world of luxury that we live now, right? I can't 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 70 years ago, all this luxury, our forefathers, they didn't live it, especially after the Second World War, right? When all of them came back, they were suffering, or especially the women. The women worked hard because there was no men. All the men, they kaput already, they died. The women took up the job of the men. The women are the carpenter. The women are the contractor, because only the women remain, and they have to keep their family alive, their children alive. Before we come up again, and the men, grow up again, and we took our position back. The women did everything. So once we understand, they suffer a lot. Those are mothers. Those are old men that live with them. They suffer a lot. But we, their grandchildren, what do we do now? We live in luxury, right? We enjoy ourselves. You know what? I want to go to London. It doesn't take me 2 minutes. I buy my ticket. Boom. At that time, they work hard. Because even in 10 years to travel one time in 10 years. But now it's not like that anymore. So we live in luxury. But we have to understand that it's not only about that we need to put our priority, not only in the physical realm, but also in the spiritual realm. What is my priority? Am I living only for myself in the physical world, and I reject the spirituality part of me? So please, this is also the time that we'll ask about those questions, especially in the time of Sukkot. Remember, we are not eternal. So therefore, let us put this in mind. The joy of living in the Sukkah. It's a joy for us to live in the Sukkah. We thank the Lord our God for bringing us to this time, to this day, and to this moment, that we can see this beautiful day in the land of the living and praise His holy and mighty name. Shabbat Shalom.